Before we start our tutorial today on how to use colour, I just want to let you know that towards the end of this film there'll be a little competition in which you can win one of my painted sketches. So stay tuned until the end to find out what you could win, how to enter the contest, and how and when the winner will be revealed. Hello, welcome back to another Arty Mouse video. This week I'm going to talk about colour theory and importantly how to use it well. So we'll start with the obvious. Red, yellow and blue are primary colours, and by mixing them you'll get orange, purple and green, the secondary colours. As an exercise to test your ability to mix different kinds of colours, it's a good idea to make yourself a patterned mandala. Start with the 6 main colours and then mix different gradients of those colours to fill your spaces in the pattern. This isn't just a good exercise, it's quite fun, and you'll also make something quite pretty to go on the wall. So if we go back to our buttons, there are some groups of colours that work well together, called harmonious colour sets, often 2 primaries and the secondary that sits between them. Red, orange and yellow, or blue, purple and red, for example. There are also colours that are very striking together, green and red, orange and blue, and purple and yellow. These are known as complementary colour sets, and they're often used in advertising because they're striking. So look at packaging next time you're in the supermarket and you'll see what I mean. There are some famous artists who have used this to great effect. So for example, Franz Marc, the German expressionist, was famous for using bright colours. Van Gogh used a lot of orange and blue together. He was a post-impressionist French artist. Dante Gabriel Rossetti was a pre-Raphaelite painter. One of his main models had red hair, so he used red and green as a combination quite a lot. Caravaggio was an Italian Baroque painter and is one of my favourites because of how he painted using strong lighting. Here he's used red and green to differentiate between foreground and background in a very powerful way. Georgia O'Keeffe was an American modernist painter, famous for painting Mexican landscapes and flowers. She's used purple and yellow very dramatically in this picture. And Edward Hopper, an American realist, another one of my favourites, because of how powerfully he could create atmosphere. He's used purple and yellow here beautifully. Now for the useful bit. Blue, red and yellow make brown. Why is this useful, you ask? Well, it's because of what you can achieve with the different kinds of dark tones. Like a little equation, you can swap the red and yellow for orange, mix with blue and you'll get brown. Swap the red and blue for purple and mix it with yellow and you'll still get brown. And guess what? If you swap yellow and blue for green and mix it with red, you'll get brown again. So, extra brownie points if you noticed. Complementary colour sets make brown when mixed. And this can be very useful when painting with a limited palette. If I now demonstrate that for you, you'll see that the 3 browns that you make are very different. If it has more blue in it, it's going to be colder and darker, more red, and it's going to be warmer. And a little artist tip, try not to use black when you're painting unless you have to, because it will instantly deaden a painting. Your eye will go straight to the black bit, which you often don't want. Use a very dark brown instead and your paintings are going to look instantly more lively. Homework time. I hope you all do a mandala. There are some lovely printable ones on the internet, you just need to Google it. This film is about how to use colour, so don't worry about the design too much and go and have some fun with patterns and colour mixing. And if you send me your results, I'd love to see your creativity with the idea. It doesn't matter what medium you use, you could paint, you could use coloured pencils or get the embroidery foot out on the sewing machine. I'd love to see some gorgeous sewn patterns. So now I'm going to demonstrate to you how the information I've just given you can be used effectively in your work. The first painting is using purple and yellow in a naturalistic way with pale yellows for the light tones and purple for the darker tones. The mix creates a warm brown that I've used for some of the mid-tones. So those of you waiting for the competition, here we go. This is my first portrait of Kathy Hay, the owner of historical costuming website Foundations Revealed and a successful YouTuber herself. As some of you will already know, she's also my sister. I'm going to demonstrate 3 different techniques for portrait painting, and this is the first one that you could win. All you need to do to enter the competition is firstly tell me in the comments which painting you'd like to win, stating red, green, orange, blue or purple, yellow. Then subscribe to my channel and help me out. But then I want you to tell me a story. As with all siblings around the world, I want you to tell me something you think I don't know about Kathy. Whether that be a story about how you met, something she's said that influenced you, something she's done for you, or just something silly I can use as sibling ammunition. But keep it clean and legal, obviously. The rules of the competition are in the video description below, so make sure you read those before you comment. The second painting I'm going to do is more of a graphic style, with defined lines and a bright red and green. I was thinking about how Andy Warhol used colours in his prints. He did a lot of screen printing in America in the 1960s, and as many people will know, he famously made prints of celebrities at that time. If you'd like to be considered for this portrait, write green red in your comment. I feel that because I'm asking you to tell me something about Kathy Hay, I should tell you some things too. As you might imagine, as her sister, I am in a prime position to tell you all sorts of juicy secrets about the things we got up to when we were growing up. However, Kathy was always the sensible one. In childhood photos, she's the one standing up straight. I'm the one who's a bit blurry because I can't stand still, staring off at something in the distance that's caught my eye or stuffing my face with a donut. I was away with the fairies, and frankly I still am, breaking the rules not out of defiance, but because I was genuinely unaware of what they were. I swore at the dinner table once when I was 14 in front of the whole family, just to see what happened. So it's far more likely that she has dirt on me than the other way round, which means I have to be very careful about what I say because it could backfire on me spectacularly in the future. The third painting is in more of a Fauvist style. The Fauvists were a movement of French painters in the early 20th century, and the word Fauvist translates to wild beasts. They were bending the rules by painting with large, painterly strokes and unrealistic colours, and generally being a bit more free with their mark making than their predecessors, the Post-Impressionists. If you'd like to be considered for this picture, write orange-blue in your comment. What can I tell you then about Kathy Hay? I could tell you that despite her ladylike demeanour, she's actually quite into 80s big hair rock, or that she loved Stevie Nicks so much as a teenager that she did her best to look a bit like her when she was that age. She even went blonde for a while. But what I really want to tell you is something that she does and she thinks I don't know about. Sometimes my sister will come and babysit for me and my son, who is 10 years old. He always enjoys being looked after by Auntie Kathy, and I recently discovered one of the reasons why. There's always a knowing grin that passes over both their faces when she comes through the front door and takes off her shoes. After some detective work, I've discovered that whenever she comes over, she will have in her bag some form of chocolate pudding that she and my son share once I've left the house. My sister is a complete chocoholic, so this is no surprise to me whatsoever. I've known for a while that this happens, but I've not said anything because that little grin they do when they see each other is just unbelievably cute. But now my secret's out. Sorry guys, you're busted. But you know what? I don't really mind because everyone needs chocolate pudding once in a while, don't they? So to recap, all you need to do in order to be considered for winning one of these paintings is to write something in the comments below about Kathy. Something that makes you laugh, something that you know and I don't. Then state which painting you would like to be considered for, the purple, yellow, the green and red or the blue and orange. Then click the subscribe button for me. Kathy herself will be judging the competition and the results will be on my Instagram at ArtyMouse76 next Sunday. Please read the rules for entry in the video description panel below and have fun. But remember, keep it respectful, polite and clean. I really look forward to reading your comments and seeing any beautifully coloured mandalas that you'd like to share with me. I'm here to help with any artwork that you may be doing, so send me pictures if you're having problems with a piece of work and you'd like a tutorial. You can message me as always on Instagram at artyman76 and I'll do what I can to help. What do you have trouble drawing? What can you just not get your head around? Come and tell me and I look forward to helping you.